and welcome to SLCS Speaks, where we highlight the great students, staff, and events happening in and around South Lyon Community Schools. My name is Brian Toth. I'm one of our assistant superintendents, as always joined by our superintendent, Mr. Steve Archibald.
Good morning.
And we are at Centennial Middle School today to hear a little bit about their 8th grade Washington D.C. trip. We have one of their teachers and trip leaders, Mrs. Barshaw.
Hello.
And we have two students, Scarlett and Allie. Scarlett and Allie, thank you guys for being here.
Yep.
You guys are both 8th graders at Centennial. How's the year going for CMS?
Pretty good. Yeah, it's going great.
Good, and you guys both went on the Washington D.C. trip, so tell us a little bit about like what time you left, what you did each day as best you can remember, because this was just a few weeks ago, right?
Yep.
All right, so when did you guys leave?
Like, I'm pretty sure it was like Wednesday.
9 o'clock at night?
So you got on a bus at 9 o'clock at night and drove through the night?
Yes.
How was that experience?
It was kind of tiring. I didn't really get that much sleep. The rest of the day, I was really tired and I just wanted to go to sleep.
It was shockingly peaceful.
Shockingly peaceful, that's
Yes.
good. Good to hear. And Mrs. Barshaw, this is, you off the top of your head, you recall how many years? Probably around 2015-ish?
I think this is our 9th trip, actually. We were looking at it, so. We missed one year because of COVID, but
Yep.
that was the only year we missed. So we've been able to go every single year since you started it when you were principal here.
Good
Yep.
memories, yes.
Yep.
And Scarlett and Allie, so you got off the bus in Washington, D.C. or Gettysburg, Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Which one was Gettysburg?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what'd you think of the battlefield?
It was pretty cool to see that.
It was cool to see all the statues and cannons.
All right, and then from there, you went into the town of D.C. What was your favorite part of the whole trip that you can think of that you guys recall?
I liked the tour of the Capitol building. I thought that was pretty cool that we got to see all that stuff.
I liked all the monuments at night.
Nice.
And if you get to talk to students next year who are going to be going on the trip, what are some of the things you might say to them to look forward to or to get excited about?
Probably to like, don't worry about like if you're not gonna like the food or not, because there's a lot of like different like places to eat and like a lot of different varieties.
The Natural History Museum and all the museums were a shocking amount of fun.
Good.
Yeah, kids can choose whether what museums to go to. So some of them chose to go to the Natural History Museum. Where did you go, Allie? Did you go to the American History?
Yeah, pretty sure.
That's my favorite.
So in going to Washington D.C., I know from past experience, it's nearly impossible to do everything you want to do in one trip, right? It could be a separate. Would you be encouraged to go back with your family or when you're older to do some sightseeing?
I probably would, because I had a lot of fun and we didn't get to see a lot of stuff. I feel like we could have like seen more if the trip was like longer.
Oh, for sure.
I would have liked to spend a bit more time in the zoo, and it would have been really cool to like go back and see more of it.
So did they still have the video at the Capitol with E Pluberis Unum?
They did.
Okay,
Yes.
gotcha. You guys don't remember it because you're exhausted that morning. But with the trip and the day and the time, did you guys come back pretty tired?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And you recovered and came back to school on Monday, though?
Uh-huh.
Great job. And then one of the cool parts of the trip that we haven't hit on yet is the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. What did you guys think about that experience?
The soldiers were scary.
Very, very much so, yes. And did we have students this year, as normal, lay a wreath at the tomb?
Yes, we had 4 students do that, 3 girls and a boy.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Good, and so along those lines, typically when the 8th grade students at CMS go, it's around November, and Veterans Day is coming up with November 11th. Did you guys get a chance to see any veterans that were there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and how did that go? Pretty-
Yeah, I don't think they had any chances to interact with veterans at Arlington. There were a lot there that were on the side, you know, watching the changing of the guard and the wreath-laying ceremony. But everyone was like, they left right after the changing of the guard, so I don't even know if a lot of those veterans stuck around to watch our wreath-laying ceremony or not. I don't think they did.
Gotcha.
So, yep. Next time.
For sure, and,
Yeah.
and one of the cool things happening this year in South Lyon Community Schools is at CMS with Veterans Day. Mrs. Barshaw, can you share a little bit about what the school decided to do with honoring our veterans.
Yes, so right at the beginning of the school year, it was August, and I received a mailing from the Disabled American Veterans Association, and they encouraged schools to raise money to get flags from them to set up a field of flags. And so I talked to the department, and the social studies department decided that they wanted to do that, and so we brainstormed different ways to raise money, and we came up with a penny wars kind of activity back in September or October. And so it just was in the social studies department, and we were able to raise about $500 between the penny wars and then online donations. So we received, on Friday, we received 48 American flags that we are going to set out on that little hill around the bus loop. And I'm going to set them up on Sunday night, and so that they're there when everyone shows up on Monday for Veterans Day.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you for making that happen, and hopefully it'll be something that we can spread as years go on.
Right, and then like if we do it next year, we can keep the flags that we got this year and then add to it with whatever we raise next year. So.
Fantastic. Well, good. All right, well, you guys have been great guests. We kind of gave you very little notice, and you've rocked it out, so good job. We do always ask for a fun fact about our guest. Mr. Archibald has shared many of his long snapping escapades when he was on the football team, and free throw shots when he was on a basketball team, and Starburst candy. I don't know if you've got a new one about anything going on.
I'm going to pass on this one.
Okay.
I feel like I've been pretty vulnerable in previous episodes.
Very good.
I'm going to let this one go.
Good deal. Allie Scarlett?
If I can, before I
Yeah.
go, I want to thank Mrs. Barchaw and all the staff and the parents that go as chaperones. I know that there is a great deal that goes into coordinating this trip and above and beyond, and it goes smoothly every year, only because of the planning and coordination that goes into that, so thank you. And to the students and to the department for honoring veterans with the flags. I know that we have a lot of veterans in our community, as well as relatives of students and staff, so anything that we can do to express our appreciation and honor of our veterans is I'm sure greatly appreciated, and I just want to commend you on that effort.
Yeah, thank you. And if you're driving by 9 Mile on Monday, Veterans Day, give us a shout out.
We'll do. And Allie and Scarlett, both of your parents were chaperones, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Were they tired?
Yes.
And Mrs. Barshaw, thank you again for taking the willingness to do this many, many years ago and keeping it going. We greatly appreciate it. So,
Yeah. Mrs. Cowflesh also helps me now because it has become quite a job, so
yes,
takes two.
How many buses of students did we have
We
this
had
year?
5 this year. We had 27 parents go along, 15 staff members, and just under 200 students.
Wow.
It's a big crowd.
Great
Good
job.
deal. All right, girls, you're not off the hook yet. Fun fact about yourselves? Anything cool?
I've broken both my arms once.
Oh,
Crazy. You've recovered though.
Yeah.
Good.
I live with 2 little fuzzballs that like to destroy anything they can get their hands on.
What are the fuzzballs?
They're my dogs that,
Nice. They're small dogs?
they're big dogs.
They are big dogs. All right, and Mrs. Barshaw, how about you? Anything cool?
I can hula hoop for a crazy amount of time.
Okay.
Yep,
Like 5 minutes?
probably, if you give me a good hula hoop.
All right, well,
Yep.
we may come back sometime at CMS and revisit this.
Could be a
moment, so-
future episode.
It's
Yes,
gotta be a
for
good
sure.
one, not one of those really light ones, though.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, girls and Mrs. Barshaw, thank you guys for being here today. We greatly appreciate it and hope you have a great rest of your time in 8th grade. And good luck in high school.
Thank you.
Thank
All right.
you.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time on SLCS Speaks.